My name is Lana, and I am 28 years old. The day my father called my grandfather's gift trash, I felt something inside me crack, not loudly, not dramatically, but in that quiet, dangerous way that changes how you see someone forever. It was a small thing, really. A thin, old bank passbook, its blue cover faded, the corners soft from years of being held, opened and closed with care. Grandpa had pressed it into my hands just 3 days before he died, his fingers trembling but his eyes steady. "Don't let anyone tell you this is worthless," he whispered. I laughed softly back then, squeezing his hand. "Of course not, Grandpa, it's from you." I didn't understand what he meant. Not yet. The gift no one wanted. My grandfather Hassan was a quiet man. He didn't believe in loud love or grand gestures. He believed in preparation, in saving small amounts over long periods of time, in thinking 10 steps ahead even when life looked simple. He had raised my father with strict discipline and little affection. My dad often joked, half bitter, half proud, that Grandpa loved his money more than his family. "That old man trusted banks more than people," Dad used to say with a laugh. I never laughed with him. When Grandpa passed away, the house felt hollow. The air itself seemed thinner. During the funeral, relatives whispered about inheritance, jewelry, land, things Grandpa didn't really have much of. "He didn't leave anything valuable," one aunt murmured. "Just old habits," another replied. Only I knew about the passbook. I kept it tucked inside my bag, unsure why I hadn't told anyone yet. Maybe I was afraid they'd laugh, or maybe deep down I sensed it was mine to protect. "This passbook is trash." 3 days after the funeral, my father was cleaning the living room. He was in one of his efficient moods, the kind where emotions are swept aside along with dust. "What's this?" he asked, holding up the passbook between 2 fingers like it might stain him. My heart skipped. "That's Grandpa's, he gave it to me." Dad flipped through it once, barely glancing at the handwritten entries. "An old savings account," he scoffed. "This is trash, Lana, probably inactive for years." He walked toward the garbage bin. "Wait," I said louder than I meant to. "Please don't throw it away." He paused, annoyed. "Why are you so emotional over useless paper? You're 28, not a child." That hurt more than I expected. "It was Grandpa's last gift to me," I said quietly. Dad sighed, the way people do when they think someone is being irrational. He tossed the passbook onto the table instead. "Fine, keep your trash, but don't expect it to be worth anything." That night I cried, not because of the passbook, but because for the first time I realized how easily love can be dismissed when it doesn't look impressive. A whisper from the past. I couldn't sleep. Grandpa's words replayed in my mind. "Don't let anyone tell you this is worthless." At dawn, I made a decision. I would go to the bank. Not because I expected money, honestly, I expected disappointment. I just needed to honor him, to finish the story he had started. The bank branch was old, like the passbook. The walls carried decades of quiet transactions and forgotten promises. I took a number and waited, clutching the passbook in my hands. When my turn came, I slid it across the counter. The young teller frowned slightly. "This is very old." "I know," I said. "Could you check it, please?" She typed for a moment, then stopped. Her expression changed. One moment, miss." She disappeared into a back office. "The manager will see you now." Minutes passed, people behind me shifted impatiently. I started to feel foolish. Then a man in a grey suit stepped out. "Miss Lana?" he asked gently. "Yes, I'm Mr. Farouk, the branch manager. Could you come with me, please?" My stomach dropped. Inside his office, he closed the door carefully, like what he was about to say mattered. "How is your grandfather?" he asked. My throat tightened. "He passed away last week." Mr. Farouk nodded slowly. "I'm sorry for your loss, he was a remarkable man." I blinked. "You knew him?" He smiled softly. "Very well." He turned his computer screen toward me. "Your grandfather opened this account 42 years ago. He never missed a deposit. Not once. Even during years when he deposited very little, he still came in person." My hands trembled. Is there anything in it?" Mr. Farouk leaned back, choosing his words carefully. Miss Lana, this account was converted into a long-term fixed investment many years ago, with accumulated interest. He slid a printed statement toward me. I stared at the number. I couldn't breathe. It wasn't just money, it was life-changing money. More than just money. I don't understand, I whispered. Mr. Farouk nodded. Your grandfather instructed us to transfer full ownership to you upon his death. He updated the nominee details 3 years ago. Why me? I asked, tears forming. He had children. The manager's eyes softened. He once told me, my son learned to spend, my granddaughter learned to listen. That broke me. I cried there in a bank office, over numbers on a page, numbers that suddenly felt like decades of love written in ink and patience. Before I left, Mr. Farouk added, there's something else. He handed me an envelope. Inside was a handwritten note. Lana, if you are reading this, it means I was right to trust you. This money is not for luxury, it is for security, dignity and choice. Never let anyone make you feel small for valuing quiet things. Grandpa. Going home. When I got home, my father was watching TV. I sat across from him, placed the passbook gently on the table. I went to the bank, I said. He barely looked up, and the manager knew Grandpa. That got his attention. I told him everything. I didn't raise my voice, I didn't accuse him, I just spoke the truth. By the time I finished, Dad was silent. For the first time in my life, he looked unsure. I didn't know, he said finally. He never told me. I nodded. I think he knew you wouldn't listen. That hurt him, I could see it, but some truths don't arrive softly. Dad swallowed hard. I called his gift trash. Yes, I said, you did. He didn't defend himself. I was wrong, he said quietly. Healing takes time. Money didn't fix everything. It didn't erase years of emotional distance or bring Grandpa back. But it gave me something else, confidence. I paid off my student loans. I helped my mother quietly. I invested carefully, just like Grandpa taught me without ever sitting me down for a lesson. And I kept the passbook. Not because I needed it, but because it reminded me that value isn't always loud. The moral. People often mistake simplicity for worthlessness and silence for absence. But some of the most powerful gifts come wrapped in patience, discipline, and love that doesn't demand attention. Never throw away what you don't understand. And never underestimate the wisdom of those who prepare quietly, because one day their faith might be the very thing that saves you. Grandpa knew that. And now so do I.